Annabelle creation is the prequel to Annabelle, or as I like to call it, Annabelle 2. Many demons. So if you thought Annabelle 1 was the backstory, you were wrong, and now we get to see the real backstory. Yay! Our film opens with a doll maker named Sam as he's working on a new doll, and guess who it is? Now it's been confirmed once and for all that she has always looked like this. Her face didn't get warped over time from being a conduit for multiple demons. Nope. Even before she got all banged up, she looked fucking bizarre. A note is slipped under Sam's workshop door and it says, "Find me," and judging by the confused look on his face, we're supposed to be like, oh no, it's a spooky ghost. But of course it's not, it's his little girl. Why did he look so confused and serious before? It's almost as if that was just to confuse the audience and isn't how this character would actually react in private. And I guess his new doll is meant to look like his daughter, which is kind of insulting. She's cute, why would you do that to her? It's like when someone gets a tattoo of their kid and it's just horrendous. Sam's wife Esther calls their daughter B, which we all know is short for Annabelle. I'm not sure why they don't confirm it until way later in the movie, but whatever. Anyway, this family seems very happy. I hope nothing bad happens. Oh. So now it's 12 years later and we have a bus full of orphan girls traveling to their new place of residence. We're introduced to our two main characters, Linda and Janice. They're best friends and promise that they won't get adopted by any family unless they get to go together. I'm not sure that that's how that works, but good luck with that.
So how much further is it, Father?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, you're worse than the children, sister.
She was just asking, Jesus Christ. The bus driver then mentions that the lady of the house isn't well and they should try to be extra helpful, and oh, it's this house from the beginning. This should go well. The girls get off the bus and we're shown that Janice has a brace on one of her legs.
She's one of the unfortunate ones with that polio outbreak, but she's getting stronger every day. She won't be a burden, I promise you.
Mr. Mullins, why don't you show the girls around? I can unload their belongings.
I'll start inside.
Thank you, Father.
Whoa, that was kind of a weird change of pace. Yeah, she had polio. It was really sad. Does that music just come on whenever anyone mentions polio? So the girls are so excited about the new house, and some of them are a little too excited, to be honest.
This is our new orphanage. I'm just fine with never being adopted.
Why would you say that? No one has ever said that. I mean, I guess I can't blame her.
It's free real estate.
So when they get to the stairs, Sister Charlotte is like, oh, me and Janice need to stay down here because she can't climb stairs. But Sam is like, there's no need to worry because check this shit out. I made it for my wife, but she doesn't use it anymore. Also, feel free to use it to create suspense later on in the movie. Will it be used in a chase and malfunction at precisely the wrong time? I don't know. We'll see. So Janice gets to test out the chair and oh no, a ghost and or demon lives here maybe. The girls choose their bedrooms and the two older ones waste no time in showing how bitchy they are.
What about Linda and me?
Relax, Janice. This is a big house. There are other bedrooms.
Why can't Linda and me have those beds over there?
Okay, but then where would Kate and Tierney sleep?
Oh, I don't know, Carol. Why are you 25 and still living in an orphanage?
Locked.
What is this guy's problem? You couldn't just be like, hey, that one's locked. I'd prefer for you not to use it. Nope, everything has to be a jump scare. Janice and Linda decide to, of course, share a room. The nun gets goofed on a little bit by the ghost, and everyone goes outside to play, except poor Janice. Linda offers to stay with her, but she's like,
You promised you wouldn't treat me any differently.
oh, okay, I'll just ditch you like always, bye. At dinner time, Sam gets up to tend to his sick wife, and this scene is accompanied by super suspenseful music for no reason. Why do you look horrified at the sight of someone laying down? You were told she wasn't well. God, Carol. Later that night, Janice gets some of those little hide-and-seek notes from the beginning of the movie and is led into the dead daughter's old room, which is open now. She finds her way to a locked closet whose key is right there for some reason, and hey, it's Annabelle! Okay, I know the doll itself isn't technically called Annabelle yet, but that's just what I'm gonna call her from now on because it's just easier. So Janice sees Annabelle and is like, ew, I don't like it, and closes the door. But of course it's too late and that bitch is free. Not sure why they didn't throw that key away, but whatever. Since the door won't close now, Janice throws a sheet over Annabelle in an attempt to contain the ugly, but then Annabelle's like, hey, check this out. Janice does not appreciate this sick magic trick and runs away, and Annabelle is somewhere else now. Some other unimportant shit happens, and then Janice asks America's Next Top Sister to take her confession, even though nuns aren't allowed to take confession. I guess not only is Sister Charlotte a hot nun, but she's also a fun nun who doesn't play by the rules. She confesses to going into a room that was off limits and tries to elaborate on all the ghosty stuff that happened, but the nun just cuts her off and is like, please don't break the rules or we'll get kicked out. Your penance is 3 Hail Marys and more polio. Meanwhile, the rest of the girls decide to be awkward around a scarecrow.
How dare you?
Carol, I swear to God. Meanwhile, Linda goes under the stairs where Annabelle goofs on her a little bit.
Oh. Found you. You're not very good at hiding.
Well, you aren't very good at being adopted, Carol. You're clearly the oldest one here by a lot. So the nun and Sam have a conversation about some old photograph that seems kind of pointless until... Holy shit, it's the nun from The Conjuring 2! Seriously? Just because it's an extended universe doesn't mean everyone has to be connected. At this point, they may as well have just been like, oh yeah, and this guy took the picture. Please don't tell me they brought this up because the nun is getting her own... God damn it! Why do they have to take both of the creepiest things in the Conjuring films and just make them awkward? Please don't be terrible. Oh, and speaking of awkward...
Handsome.
What is this movie? Carol and Nancy then decide to tell poorly thought out ghost stories to each other.
And if you look directly at her, you'll die. And to get you to look, she'll keep saying your name over and over till you can't stand it. Nancy. Nancy.
Oh my God, you're both like 35 years old. Stop it. They get scared by something that looks like Sam's wife, but he's like, that's impossible. Esther can't walk. Her skills only include asking me to do things for her. Sister Charlotte ends up talking with Esther and finds out that their daughter died a while back and is like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure she's waiting for you in heaven. And Esther's like, yeah, I don't know about that. Janice finds a picture of both Annabelles together and the human one has glow eyes or cut out eyes. I can't really tell. She hears the record player go off in the forbidden bedroom and of course goes back in. And Annabelle's back in here now, is just hanging out. She's quickly followed by Linda and Janice is like, yeah, I think this is a dead kid's room and I think that was her playing the music.
Why are we in here? We should leave.
No.
Oh,
Please don't talk about me like I'm not here. Linda leaves and Janice does some more snooping. Is this bitch seriously about to read my diary? Some of the stuff in the diary seems kind of weird, like maybe a dead person wrote it and then stuff starts moving around all by itself. Human/ghost/demon Annabelle shows up and asks for some help with something super specific.
what do you need?
I mean, to be fair, you did go into her room when she was just trying to hang out and listen to some music, plus you read her diary. If there's one thing demons will not tolerate, it is rudeness. Oh, looks like the stair chair is gonna be used for some suspense after all. Is it gonna malfunction? Yep, Yep. Called it. Just kidding, we're only like halfway through the movie. But like seriously, this movie's almost 2 hours long. Janice survives the fall somehow, but is now unfortunately bound to a wheelchair. Janice tells the nun that there's something evil in the house and they need to leave, but the nun is like, we don't have anywhere else to go, and besides, if you have enough faith, you should be fine. Everything's fine. Then these two mumble some barely audible shit to each other.
The girl that fell. Maybe she didn't fall. Maybe,
It was an accident. That's all it was.
Linda gets chased by Annabelle a little bit, and the next day, Sister Charlotte takes Janice out to get some sun. Things are peaceful for about 2 seconds, but then the demon takes nun form and shoves Janice into the shed. And then the demon shapeshifts again into a little girl and does the vomit into your mouth possession thing from the first Conjuring. Why do the rules keep changing? Okay, so in the first Annabelle, the rule is that you can't have your soul taken unless you willingly hand it over. Even though in The Conjuring, this lady didn't seem very willing. She gets possessed against her will and needs outside help to exorcise the demon before it totally takes her soul away. She didn't want any of that. She was a nice lady. She just wanted to go to the beach. So in this one, I guess we're now back to the you don't have a choice and you're just gonna get possessed anyway rules? All right. Also, why didn't the demon possess her before when it lifted her up into the air? Seemed like kind of a good opportunity, and it would have cut several minutes off of this already overly long movie. Okay, so Janice is all possessed now, and Linda tries to tell the other girls what's going on, but as always, the forecast shows a 150% chance of Carol.
Janice is probably just looking for ways to justify us treating her differently.
I don't think so.
Of course you don't. But you'll know what I mean when you're older.
Yeah, like way old. Okay, those too easy. Come on, Carol. Linda ends up talking to Sam alone on the porch and is like, yeah, Janice kind of went into your daughter's room and found a weird doll. And Sam's like, what the fuck? And he gets so upset that his facial expression almost gets close to kind of changing, and he storms into the house. We're out of Pop-Tarts. Janice rolls up, shapeshifts, and we get some sweet CG finger breaking. Okay, I feel like one finger would go, and then he dropped the crucifix, but whatever. That's a strong boy. The nun finds Sam's dead body, and eventually Linda is just like, bitch, I'm done, and tries to get rid of the Annabelle doll by throwing it down a well. Hey, it's not a trash can. It might actually work this time. Oh, nope. Good try, though.
Janice, I got rid of it. I got rid of the doll.
Oh my god, what is the actual range of this haunting? That well was actually kind of far away. After what she's seen, Sister Charlotte finally believes there's something weird going on and confronts Esther about it. Then we get the backstory of this backstory.
She wanted permission to move into the doll so she could be with us forever.
Don't do it.
We said yes.
You did it.
And that's when it became stronger. But we soon realized it wasn't our Annabelle at all.
We tried grounding her, but it just made her stronger. So Demon Annabelle takes out her eye and gives her Ebola? They call a couple priests, pick a closet, glue some pages of the Bible to the walls, bless, bless, hope for the best.
We thought helping the girls could be our penance. But We ended up giving it just what it wanted.
Wow, that sounds familiar.
Janice.
This won't take my sunshine away.
She can walk. It's just us, Janice.
Time to cease from sin, Carol.
Nice. Oh, what? Carol's still alive? Oh, well, whatever. She'll probably die of old age soon. Meanwhile, Esther's been ripped in half and all hell breaks loose.
Get it?
So, okay, hold on. Once again, I thought in order to possess an object, it had to be invited in. Do the rules change after it possesses an actual person? Is it able to control both Janice and the Scarecrow simultaneously? Does Janice go limp for a little while the demon leaves her body and then goes into the Scarecrow and then goes back into Janice and she's like, whoa, hey, what was I doing? Oh yeah, murder. Is there more than one demon now? And if so, do they have limitations? Are there any rules anymore? Hey, guys, how many carols does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know, but you better go catch it. What, why won't you kill her? Why, just get rid of her, please. Anyways, Janice gets super close to killing Linda when Sister Charlotte grabs Annabelle, sticks a rosary around Janice's neck, and shoves them both in the closet. And in one final demon-y tantrum, Janice destroys the house. Kind of. The police arrive on the scene to investigate what happened, look in the closet, and find that Annabelle is still there, but Janice has apparently Kool-Aid smashed her way through the wall and escaped. I mean, aside from all the chaos, I honestly think that it's super nice that Janice took a break from her demon rage in order to position Annabelle nicely on her chair before Hulk smashing her way to freedom. It's so sweet. The house gets blessed and evil is eradicated. For now.
Whatever evil was here is no longer.
But the doll.
It was a conduit for the evil. That evil has moved on. Now the doll is just a doll. So, which one of you gets this?
Okay, I mean, I know that this is supposed to play as, like, funny, kind of, but seriously? I mean, I say give it to Carol, but that's just me. So the girls drive off to not get adopted somewhere else. The end. Just kidding, of course there's more. Cut to some orphanage somewhere, and we have a couple looking to adopt a child. Oh, is Linda finally gonna get a home? Oh no, it's Janice. Did she get into this orphanage by smashing through the wall? Oh my god, it's these people.
And you must be...
Annabelle.
No. No, you're not. Oh, look, a reference to the real Annabelle from real life. How clever and fun. I'm having so much fun. Yep. Yep, they're doing it. I'll just let you take this in.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What is it?
You stay here.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, I get it. They're both awful. Was she possessed for 12 years straight? From what I understand about The Conjuring, when someone gets possessed, that shit starts to deteriorate real quick. It's kind of time sensitive. Did she stop being possessed at one point and then decide to join a satanic cult so she could get back to her roots? And what the fuck was that comment in the first movie about children being a blessing until they start talking? Your daughter could already speak perfectly well by the time you adopted her, presumably in Latin. And when Mia's talking to the detective about Annabelle Higgins, he shows her some pictures of a little girl that is clearly younger than Annabelle/Janice was when they adopted her. Assuming this orphanage found this little girl with no record of who she was in her previous life, this picture would not be accessible.
Looks a lot different than the last time you saw her, doesn't she?
Oh, she certainly does, my friend. It's almost as if this character was originally written to be their biological daughter, and then it got changed later on so that all the movies could do this back-to-back bullshit. There are so many things that just don't make sense to me in the Annabelle mythos now. Like, why would these notes be significant to anyone else besides the original Annabelle's family? Was the demon like, oh, that was kind of cool how she used to do that. I'll make that my thing now and just do it to everybody. And speaking of demons, was that the same one in both films, or do they each get a separate one? And if it was the same one in both films, why did it have such a different method of taking a soul the second time around? Did it think things over and decide it was like super rude to just possess Janice against her will and just thought, you know, next time, I am not going to take anyone's soul without consent. No means no. I thought demons had rules, especially since this is supposed to be part of the Conjuring universe. In both Conjuring films, there are clear methods for dealing with possessions, hauntings, etc., because there are certain rules and limitations that these entities are supposed to have. The whole reason why the Warrens are able to help people is because they're able to observe patterns that have been consistent throughout all of these hauntings they've experienced. And they're able to look at certain variations in these patterns to figure out what the demon wants, how to talk to it, and eventually how to get rid of it. These Annabelle films don't seem to have consistent rules. The first one didn't even seem to have much of a use for the doll at all. And it was not my intention to rhyme just now. My apologies. And hey, if you like these movies, seriously, good for you. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't wish the anguish I had while watching these on anyone, so if you liked it, I'm honestly happy for you. I remember when Annabelle Creation came out and everybody was like, oh my god, it's so much better than the first one, it's like fixes everything. And yeah, I mean, there's some things that are visually much more interesting in the second one, mostly thanks to David F. Sandberg. Like, look at this scene transition. That looks so nice, like, good job. But the writing in this movie just fucking ruins it. And if I were to give these films a rating, it would just probably be a not so good pal out of 10. So yeah, I think I've said just about everything that I need to say about this bitch. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching.